Hello, YouTube!
Hello!
Today we're going to the Regional Military Museum.
In beautiful Houma, Louisiana.
That's in Louisiana. Join us. Okay.
So, back in time, they had Rotary Friends in here.
For kids?
Nope, for adults.
Man, that thing's small.
One of our members, who's now deceased, was stationed at Pearl Harbor, and a B-25 bomber flew into the Empire State Building. And that's the coffee cup at 2,400 feet.
Oh.
Well, if you fall, it won't be
And he had been in Vietnam 1 month when his chopper was shot down and he perished.
My name's Lamar, but you can call me E for short.
Oh, okay.
So this right here is Morse code. So E is just... Would you guys like to use the Morse code real quick?
So it'd be like... Oh, that is something.
So Morse code was used in a lot of wars during World War I with the pigeon system to make encrypted messages. But you see, Morse code is just not just or sounds. It's also lights. And if you're from Vietnam and you were a POW, it was actually your eyelids.
Oh my God.
So, back in time, they had Rotary Friends. So, say if I want to call Domino's, I'd be like...
Yes, I remember using those.
We're from back in time.
States, if you say about you take the Florida dollar bill and you went over to Texas, you could still use that money.
Right.
Because it's Confederate money.
Oh, okay.
Right here is all the bullets used during the Civil War. Because during the Civil War...
What is in the middle?
Huh?
What is in the middle of that thing? Is that a cigar?
No, it's like, it's more of a powdery bullet.
Oh, okay.
So,
You put it in. Gotcha.
so, right here's all the Confederate leaders. You have General Lee, you have Stonewall, Stewart, and Longstreet. These two right here actually have tanks named after them.
Oh, wow.
The M3 Lee and the Stewart tank.
Cool.
This is the official Air Force One that President Eisenhower flew in on shorter trips prior to the presidents having access to Marine One. The custom is for the museum staff to take a picture of each visitor in front of this airplane to put on their Facebook page. They then print a copy of that picture for you to take home as a souvenir.
This tribute Camaro was just one veteran's version of how to honor military veterans and a few others that gave all to serve the United States. When Morse Arsamont passed on, his family donated his 2015 Camaro to the museum. Prior to that, Mr. Arsamont drove the Camaro everywhere he went, turning heads the entire time. There are over 2,000 names on the tribute at this point.
So right behind me right here is actually a link trainer. Now, what is a link trainer is actually a aviation training cockpit, technically. So right in here...
For kids?
Nope, for adults.
Man, that thing's small.
So if you look in here, but yes, the guy would sit right here. He would put on this headset to hear the commander or the leader,
Right.
I would say. He would use this, but then he has his gauges, his altitude, his stability, his gears.
That they control, probably.
And this will move and everything too.
So
That's
this
scared
was
the crap
probably
out
one
of
of
me.
the first simulators.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And this is the reason why we have this museum till this day. To honor our veterans
Right.
and make sure they can be reminded.
We were welcomed with open arms by the entire staff here at the museum. They have an amazing collection of items and a surplus of antiques waiting to be rotated in. We cannot thank the dedicated staff enough for their kindness and professionalism. I strongly encourage every person to make the trip to this museum if you are anywhere in the state. It's worth the drive.
my gosh. This is breathtaking when you walk in here.
That's awesome.
I had no idea that it was going to be this large. No wonder he said the big room. Wow.
With War of 1812, Civil War, World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. So we have artifacts from all of these conflicts. This is a one-to-one scale model of the airplane that our President Bush flew in World War II.
Oh my goodness.
There's a picture of him in World War II. This cannon was made in 1911. 1919 Ford Model T we just acquired.
That's awesome.
Wow.
The guy that founded this museum, his father was in World War I. This was his father's uniform.
Wow.
And the dog tags are round. The Model T served in, it was a 1919 model. Of course, the war ended in 1918, but the Army was still in, it was still in, it was still active.
Wow.
If you'll notice, there's a lamp up on the top of that case. When the war ended, there was so much ammunition left that they decided to make decorative lamps called victory lamps. One of our members, who's now deceased, was stationed at Pearl Harbor, and one Japanese plane was shot down, and he happened to get a small souvenir off that Japanese airplane.
Oh my goodness.
So, and it's on display.
Oh, and there's a note.
And it tells the story about, one of the German planes that he shot down, et cetera, et cetera. Another one of our heroes was a young man by the name of James Mormon. And James was a Marine pilot at Midway, and for the Battle of Midway, he took off and never returned. So they assumed that he was killed in action. Now, if you were a pilot in World War II, if you were in the Pacific, you got maps of the Pacific. If you were in Europe, you got European maps. They're all silk, folded up real small, and if you got shot down, you had a map. She told us that her grandmother's wedding dress was made out of silk because it was an American's parachute. The founder of the museum's sister was an Army nurse in World War II. And if she nursed a GI, her request was, I need a patch from your outfit. I'm making a souvenir coat. So these are all GIs that she nursed back to health. These are all their outfits. One of the B-25s was ordered to stop in New York to pick up an officer. When they got to Manhattan, the city was engulfed in fog, couldn't see anything. And a B-25 bomber flew into the Empire State Building.
Oh my God.
On the 78th floor and killed 15 people.
Oh my God.
The Regional Military Museum was started in 2004 by a few vets and collectors in one small building. They have grown by leaps and bounds since then and have a lot of remarkable stories for their artifacts. We are only able to touch on this as we have limited time, but once again you must go to this museum.
We just acquired this one. This is a 1942 model Cushman motor scooter. It was used at the Naval Air Station in San Diego, California, World War II. And it's called a package cart. They would use this to haul supplies to the front line to load on airplanes. During World War II, Louisiana housed 11,000 German POWs.
Oh, wow.
Houma had 444 German prisoners. And their job, and Thibodeau had 483. And the reason they were brought here was to harvest the crops because all the men were at war. And that in that era, Houma was a huge sugarcane plantation areas. Some of them spoke English. Some of them, all of them, did not want to go back to Germany because if they escaped and got back to Germany, they were either they're going to be shot at again. We had a lot of fur trappers still active. And so this is a portrait of a fur trapper's houseboat where they, during the trapping season, this is where they would live.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Because of the Germans in the Gulf, the United States Navy decided they're going to build a blimp base. A blimp is like that. It's a big old balloon that can hover almost.
Right.
And so it would go out on missions searching for German submarines. Well, by the time that they finished building this hangar, that building was 300 feet wide, 200 feet tall, and 1,000 feet long.
Oh my gosh,
It
it's
could house-
enormous.
I know it sounds like something bad.
It could house 6 blimps. Lockheed Corporation built a deep diving submarine to look for sunken ships. And because it was experimental, to show what pressure does at depth,
Oh my
they would
gosh.
attach a styrofoam coffee cup to the exterior, and that's the coffee cup at 2,400 feet. This is a styrofoam ice chest
No way.
at 4,000 feet.
Really?
That's what the pressure did to it.
Oh, there's the other scooter he was talking about. Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, the problem is not to drive too fast.
This is awesome. We need to. Is this me? Or is this me?
And you can sit in it and take a picture.
Oh, nice. You're not supposed to get a picture of me trying to get into it.
What if you fall, that means
It was smaller people back then, too.
This has the same body design as the World War II Jeep. The only difference is the World War II Jeep had a 2-piece windshield. This had a solid windshield.
You make it?
Turn the camera off.
Well, if you fall, I don't want you to alive.
Can you say Geronimo and jump?
You gotta step.
The spot that we're in right now has another Jeep and another vehicle that they're going to be. We're sending that to a school for Veterans Day, so they're not here. They're on loan. The first casualty from our area in Vietnam was a 19-year-old young man named Raymond Flynn. And Raymond was a gunner on a helicopter, and he had been in Vietnam 1 month when his chopper was shot down and he perished. So he's on the wall. This is his uniform.
Oh.
And he was 19 years old.
Oh, that's a shame. You're in your seventh heaven.
This Jeep is
These
called a
Jeeps.
Mighty Mite.
Oh.
It's all aluminum with an air-cooled engine.
Oh my gosh.
And the Marines wanted it because when the roads were poor, it could be transported by helicopter.
All aluminum, so it wouldn't rust either like that.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I drove it in a parade. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Really?
These seats are not much.
Yeah, but you have trouble getting in and out of it. I did.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of space.
Yeah.
Was that military issue snorkel?
Yeah. Yes, they could go in the water up to the driver's chin.
Oh.
Everything under the hood is waterproof.
Ah.
One of our local residents was a helicopter pilot, and he was on a mission bringing supplies, and they were accompanied by 2 gunships. Well, when they were coming into land, a Viet Cong shot, and the bullet went into his helmet and went into his cheek.
Oh my God.
And he
that's
fell
terrible.
forward into the controls, but they were only 4 feet off the ground. So when they hit, the struts went out, and the co-pilot, which is the co-pilot's uniform, he went through the fiberglass roof, but they both survived.
Wow.
And the gunship was able to surround, keep them free till they were rescued. They were both here last month. I took a picture of them side by
you're
side.
kidding. They came here?
Yeah. So they were both
Wow.
here. This vehicle
Instead of having to start from scratch.
was privately owned,
It's awesome,
and it was used in parades. And because the 50 caliber machine gun and the smoke grenade launchers were added on by the owner, because it really was in real life a crane, and it was used to load Hawk missiles. You can see on this side.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And that's and that's what it was used for.
This is an incredible museum.
It is. There needs to be wall-to-wall people in here appreciating
Oh, yeah. It's,
And then this is different size artillery shells
oh my gosh.
that we used.
Whoa.
Norman.
Oh, yeah. I remember him. Oh, the cards.
Now, in this spot, we're going to have our NATO tank here.
Across the street, we were given a sneak peek at all of the coming attractions. Luckily, the museum has gifted a lot of items, even though they still have a small budget. Because of the lack of funds, they all pitch in to restore the items, and it takes a while longer than the museums with unlimited money. We wish them all the best, and at this rate, they will soon be one of the best in the nation. So what did you think?
I liked it.
I did too.
Of course, I've never met a museum I don't like.
Right.
But this one holds a special place in my heart because I think
Sure.
you and I both really recognize the sacrifice and the dedication
It's a lot.
of the people who served in our military. We want to say thank you. We know it's cliche and it probably gets old hearing it, but there's no other way to put it other than to say thank you.
Except that we can say that we're just sitting here doing silly YouTube stuff because they made the sacrifice to keep us free so that we can do this sort of thing.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's appreciated.
Yeah. The timing couldn't have been better. We didn't intend on it to be the timing close to the Veterans holiday. We just happened to it happened
We're
to be
just
one
good
of the things.
that way.
Yeah, we are. We wanted to go to this museum. We've been wanting to go for the past few weeks, and this just happened to be when we had time to do it. So it was a good museum. I really enjoyed it.
There's a lot of things in that you didn't see in the video. They're expanding the entire time. There's a second floor and a third floor that isn't even open to the public yet. They don't have enough money to get past the inspections to have it, livable yet. So that'll be coming soon, and they've already got one of the floors full of books for people to study. Any student that wants to come there and learn something, they can learn. They have a lot of books.
They have a lot of memorabilia, a lot of stories, a lot of history. In
And
that
a lot of
whole building,
Louisiana
it's amazing.
history,
Yeah,
too.
it was amazing the amount of Louisiana history that you also were privy to by going there and listening to these veterans who also volunteer there. So it was just a great experience. Yes, it was wonderful. So
yep. So thank you for watching. God bless each of you, and hopefully we will see you again next week. If you enjoy the military videos, there will be one here on the screen. You can click the Titan Missile Museum.